Okay, so imagine this. Two sides declare war. Everyone's mad, flags waving, people shouting for honor. And then, nobody shows up. No battles, no blood, no peace treaties, just centuries of, awkward silence. And then, 300 years later, someone goes, wait, are we still at war? Yeah, welcome to the 300-year war that nobody fought. This, my friends, is the story of how a paperwork mistake outlived entire empires. Segment 1. The start of a very stupid war. Our story starts in the 1600s, the golden age of Whigs, pirates, and people declaring wars like they were ordering coffee. England and the Netherlands were constantly fighting over trade, territory, and who had the fancier mustaches. Now, during one of these delightfully chaotic conflicts, the English Civil War, England was split between King Charles I and Parliament. And then there's this small group of islands off the coast of England called the Isles of Scilly. Yeah, that's actually their name, Scilly, as in, this war is about to get silly. At the time, Scilly was loyal to the Royalists, the King's King. And the Netherlands, being all about trade and shipping, sided with Parliament because, well, Royalist pirates were messing with Dutch ships. So the Dutch go, all right, lads, we'll declare war on Scilly. Boom! Done. Official war. Except no one actually fought. Because the Dutch never sent troops, the English never cared, and everyone was too busy arguing about wigs and taxes.
So what happens next? The Dutch Navy sails up to Scilly, looks at it, goes, not worth it, and sails away. Then the English Civil War ends, the Royalists lose, and everyone forgets about the declaration of war. Like, completely. No peace treaty, no apology, no, hey, sorry for the confusion. Just 300 years of historical ghosting. For 3 centuries, the Isles of Scilly technically remained at war with the Netherlands. No battles, no soldiers, no angry letters, just the world's most passive-aggressive international relationship. Fast forward to the 20th century. Cars exist, phones exist, and everyone's wearing suits instead of armor. A Dutch historian, Peter Dutens, is casually researching old documents when he stumbles on this dusty piece of paper that says basically, war declared on Scilly. And he's like, wait, what? He digs deeper and realizes there was never a peace treaty. So technically, the Netherlands had been at war with Scilly for 300 years. This is the moment historians live for. Not discovering treasure, not decoding ancient scripts, but finding out your country has been in a forgotten war for 3 centuries. So in 1986, the Dutch ambassador visits Scilly to officially end the war. The locals, probably in their sweaters and cups of tea, are like, wait, we were at war? The ambassador, all serious, declares the Netherlands officially ceases hostilities against the Isles of Scilly. Everyone laughs, they signed a peace treaty, shake hands, and have a pint. And that's how a 300-year-long war that never happened finally ended. Imagine explaining that to your grandkids. Yeah, we were at war for 300 years. Didn't notice.
Let's break this down. Wars normally end with peace treaties. That's like step 1 in ending a war 101. But back in the 1600s, paperwork wasn't exactly speedy. If your peace agreement got lost in a drawer or eaten by a goat, guess what? You were still technically at war. It's like forgetting to unsubscribe from a streaming service. You're not watching anything, but they're still charging you every month for centuries. Now, to be fair, the Scilly Netherlands War isn't the only one like this. There's the war between Paraguay and Bolivia, which went on for 74 years because both sides forgot to sign the peace treaty. There's also the Liechtenstein-Switzerland War that ended with Switzerland realizing they accidentally invaded. Yes, accidentally. History is full of people going, oh right, we're still technically enemies. My bad. But the Scilly case takes the cake. 300 years of nothing. No loss, no win, no drama, just
the quietest war in history. After the news spread, the Scilly Isles actually leaned into the joke. They threw little celebrations, invited Dutch guests, and even called it the world's most peaceful war. Tourists started visiting just to see the island that was technically at war for 300 years. Some locals even joked they were disappointed the Dutch never invaded. Maybe they'd have brought better cheese. Imagine this happening in the modern day. Twitter would explode. Hashtags like Scilly War and End the Conflict Now would trend. People would post memes of Dutch windmills versus British teapots. You'd have influencers making videos. 24 hours at war with the Netherlands, gone wrong. And some historian on TikTok explaining, technically, guys, they've been at war since 1651, so yeah. You might think this is just a funny historical glitch, and yeah, it totally is. But it also shows how ridiculous human politics can be. We start wars over trade routes and pride, and then we forget to stop them. It's like leaving a group chat on mute for 300 years. It also reminds us that most conflicts, even the big dramatic ones, come down to paperwork, misunderstandings, and egos.
The final peace treaty and some good vibes. When the treaty was finally signed in 1986, the Dutch ambassador said, "It must have been awful to know we could have facked it at any moment." And the Scilly Council chairman replied, deadpan, "Well, we've been living in fear for 300 years. Legendary. That's British humor at its finest. Subtle, dry, and polite, even when ending the world's most pointless war. The takeaway. And a laugh. So next time someone says history is boring, tell them about the war that lasted 300 years because someone forgot to send an email. No bombs, no blood, just 300 years of, oops. The world didn't end, no one lost land, and everyone ended up with a good laugh and a weird trivia fact for pub night. History isn't just about kings and battles. It's about humans being humans. We mess up, we forget stuff, we make drama. And then we accidentally stay at war for 3 centuries. So here's to Scilly and the Netherlands, the only war in history where absolutely nothing happened for 300 years, and everyone still won. If you enjoyed this absurd slice of history, hit that like button, subscribe for more bizarre stories, and remember, always check your paperwork. You might still be at war with someone.